What's up, YouTube? It's your handy homegirl Danny, and welcome back to Danny Did It. In today's video, we are going to be doing an unboxing for this Hitachi 10-inch compound miter saw. I'm going to show you how to set it up and get ready to start using. So just keep watching. Alright, so I just pretty much opened up the top. My dog chewed it up a bit, so don't worry about that. And first things first, we have here, so of course we've got our operator and owner's manual. This is going to be your dust bag. And we've got some other hardware components. Just move this bad boy over so I can get it out. Okay, and the rest of the saw is coming in one piece, just like you see here. Beautiful green color, because you know green is the color of money, and who don't love money? And I'm just gonna set this to the side. So if you take a look over here, this is where your dust bag gets attached. You just simply put that on, and it's got a squeeze clamp, and once that is clamped, then this will collect your dust here. Over here is where you're going to find your degrees for your miter angle cut. So of course, if you're at 0 degrees, then you are making just a straight flush cut. Most miter cuts that we do for baseboards and quarter rounds get 45 degrees left and right. And then in smaller spaces, we have a 22.5, which is a typical measurement. So you see that it is already marked out on the saw, which is phenomenal. Also, you'll see another lever here. And this is where you would adjust your settings for beveled cuts. And today we're going to be installing some baseboards, so we won't be needing a bevel, so we're going to just adjust it back to 0. This Hitachi compound miter saw comes already with a blade attached, so that is super awesome. I actually went and picked up a blade from Harbor Freight, but that will be getting returned today. But like I said, we're going to be doing some baseboard installation today, so I'm going to just make some quick adjustments, and I'm going to show you that in just a moment. Okay, and this would be our front side of the blade. So this is just the shipping bolt. So we're just gonna take that off. We're gonna remove that first, and I probably should just use a socket, but I can't find it at the moment. So I'm just gonna turn it. And you're going to be installing your knob. So once you remove this, you screw the other one right back in. Okay, and this is your pull down lever to make your adjustment to move. And you want it to be a little bit loose so that it can move. And once you have it at your designated area, 0, 25, 15, or whatever, then you go ahead and tighten it before you make your cut. So next up, we're going to install our vice grip here. So this will be the piece that clamps down onto your wood when making your cuts. And right here behind the saw, you can drop that right on in. And once you drop that vice grip right on in, there will be a pin that comes with it as well, and you just put that on in and twist it to hold it into place. Okay, so once that's tight, that's not going to move anywhere. And you can loosen up the top portion to bring it up and bring it down as it applies to the wood piece that you're working on. So you would just loosen it up and out to the side if you're not going to be using it. And in this case, we are going to be using baseboards, installing baseboards, so I won't be using my vise, so I'm just going to turn it all the way to the side and make sure it's nice and secure. On the other side here, you have your locking pin. So that is going to keep your blade disengaged and down. You will try to pull this locking pin. All you simply have to do is push down on your lever, and it will release your locking pin so that you can move up and move down, pressing that locking pin right back in. And right here you'll find the two bolts marked A and B on your user's manual. I'm going to use a 13 for my socket wrench, just to loosen up that bolt here so that we can adjust the bevel angle. I'm not going to be using a lot of bevel angles, so once we get to 0, I'll probably keep it there. And here's the part that got me, and I'm sure if you're on this video, then it means it got you too. So the instruction manual is telling you the 8mm bolt A and B, but it was it took us like 25 minutes to figure it out. So these are the bolts that they're talking about. You can see where it's stopping the saw from moving either way, right? This lever back here, was very hard to move upon taking it out of the box. So I had to use my grip pliers to loosen it up, but now that it's moving loosely and freely, I am able to move it. So again, you may think that you can just hand loosen and tighten, but for that initial unboxing, you may need to just again loosen it with some additional grips. So I have moved up the bolt labeled A stopper for the 0 degrees. So now that I'm figured everything out, I'm just going to tighten that back up, and I'm using a 13. And I'm just going to try to get myself back in here so I can tighten it back up. I want to get it tightened all the way back down. Now you can see I can get my saw back to 0, and that's all the way flush. So I'm just going to tighten the bolt on the other side, which would have been my stop for my 45. But again, we are not doing 45s, we're just at a 0 degree. Now I'm going to just tighten back up my back level, and that is nice and secure. So now going forward, if I do want to adjust my beveled angle, I'll just loosen it, move it left and right, and go ahead and tighten it again. And that's how you unbox your Hitachi and get it set up for your use. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, most oftentimes I create videos when I'm looking for something here on YouTube and I simply can't find it. So I do hope this was very helpful for you guys. Share, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We are a do-it-yourself channel. We do just about any and everything here yourself, and I'm gonna see y'all in my next video.